Here's part two on the coat, and this is where we left it off last time. So first I had to pick my fabric. So this is my main fabric. This is like the what that goes on the border because it's like a different tone. And then I have the options of these linings. There's actually three. I already took one off. Yeah, I was too trigger happy buying for this. I was so excited for this project. And then the pattern we're using is this coat pattern by Yaya Han. So day one was pattern cutting. So I had to iron the fabric and then I had to steam the patterns because they were so creased, they were just like unusable. And here's my cat's causing drama because I needed that, like I just had time for that when I spent a whole day doing patterns. So I steamed all the patterns, ironed all the fabric, and then I finally got to like pin them all down, and then I got to cut them all out. I hate to say it took me like 6 hours to do all of it, like pattern cutting wise. I didn't have enough lining to do because I went with this lining and it turns out I didn't have enough. I was just short. So my brave and very bold idea was to just Franken stitch the sleeve lining because you won't really see it. So here's me trying to like patchwork the sleeves to make it all fit without wastage. Yeah, it was a choice. It did work though. Huzzah! The second day was all hand sewn, so I had to put all these onto the interfacing, which all had to be like hand stitched on. And I had this unhelpful assistant who didn't want to work and just wanted his tum-tums, but he's so cute, so I forgive him. Look at his little face. Once I got him to move, I was actually able to hand sew them on, and you can see I'm watching My Little Pony. Yeah, this took hours as well. And then I finally got to cut them out. Here I come zooming past the camera. Meow. And that was 4 hours of hand sewing, and I thought that was all over, but I was wrong because I had to then hand sew these little pleather bits onto the bottom of all the pieces. There's my machine unused after another day of sewing. This is day 3 and I'm out of clothes again, so I'm in my pajamas. This is actually my husband's t-shirt, and we're actually going to start sewing the pattern, so here we go. So first I had to sew those Franken-stitched sleeves together, and then it actually turns out my machine hates this fabric too, but eventually I did get that to work. So I didn't actually look the pattern over first when I was doing this, and the way that the outer fabric tucks up so the lining doesn't go right to the very edge of the garment, I didn't account for that, so these patches were too low on all but the first piece. So it was either re-hand sew them, which I didn't want to go back to hand sew hell, or it was some foolery time, so I made the scandalous decision to just turn it up like that, and then I machine sewed it down. I'm very embarrassed, but it did save me hours and it was done and I could finally actually start sewing. So my machine actually likes this fabric, which was a miracle in this project. So I'm glad that I stuck with the suiting. So yeah, I sewed them together. Then I guess cover stitched the seams, and then the first two pieces were together. And then it got more difficult as it went on, as you can see. Like it starts getting quite bulky. And then I got an assistant to help me with the collar, which